Hey guys, this is Jackie from Cruising the World with Jackie. So if you're new to our channel, we basically talk about the travel that me and my husband do as retired folks from Maryland. We do cruises, we do camping, and we do boat life. So today we're going to talk about a RV trip we took in our motorhome to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. So like if you're from the East Coast, you know Myrtle Beach. It's in South Carolina. It's right on the beach. You know, lots of tons of restaurants, live entertainment, and of course the beach, amusement rides for the kids and all that. Very popular destination if you live on the East Coast. So we went down there the last week of April, beginning of May, and there are a lot of options. If you have a camper or a motorhome like us, you have tons of options in Myrtle Beach. Lots of upscale camping resorts, some that aren't so upscale. You have a lot of options. So we decided, we're usually budget travelers, so we decided to go to the state park, Myrtle Beach State Park. So this is our review. I am more of an informative YouTuber, so we'll talk like this and then I'll show you my video. I'm not a great video person yet, but I'm getting there. So, well, let me tell you a little bit about the state park. So we didn't really need all the bells and whistles of a camping resort. I'm a beach person. I like to sit on the beach, read, etc. So the state park was right up our alley. The end of it averaged out to be about $50 a night. Perfect, not too crazy. Some of the resorts were really expensive at that time, and we probably weren't going to use a lot of the amenities. So this to me was perfect. What you need to know is, if you're familiar with Myrtle Beach, I would say it's borderline Myrtle Beach. It's really south. It's more like Surfside. If you low Ocean Lakes, it's only a couple up from Ocean Lakes, which is a huge resort that when my kids were little, we stayed there all the time because they have the pools and all the activities for the kids. So that's the area that you're talking about. So we kind of booked last minute, and I found a perfect spot, I thought. It was close to the camp store and very close to the path to the beach. You're not right on the beach, but literally you just walk across the parking lot, along over the dunes into the beach. I thought it was perfect, and it would be perfect except for one thing. I have dogs, 2 of them. One big lab type dog that we rescued last year. We don't really know what she is, but she looks like a lab. But her mother's an Australian Shepherd, we do know that. And then we have a little Doxy mix who's 18, who barks. And then when he starts barking, she starts barking. It was the wrong spot for that because it is a thoroughfare. Everybody going to the camping store, everybody going to the beach walks past this. And it would be perfect if you didn't have dogs. Or if you want privacy, it's not the most private place either because it's the main thoroughfare. So I will attach the camp ground maps right after I talk, before my video starts, and you can look at them. But they are close together. There are lots of trees. It really doesn't give you any more privacy, but there are a lot of trees. They have full hookups. We booked too late to get one of those. We have water and electricity. They had dump stations, so that wasn't really a problem, but they do have full hookups. I'll attach the campground map. You can look to see. So it's a beautiful place, though. It has, you know, the beach, plenty of beach, wide beach for you. It has a fishing pier. It had 2 stores, one by the camping area and one by the fishing pier. It had, you know, some nature centers. I was gonna say nature stuff. Nature centers. It was good. Also, we got electric bikes, which I will be doing a review on shortly, but we rode them up. There's a path that, instead of going all the way out the entrance, which is pretty far to the main highway. They have a bike path that takes you right to the highway, and right across the street was a shopping center. It had a grocery store, which I'm struggling to remember what it was. I want to say it was a Winn-Dixie, but that might just be in my mind. But there was a big grocery store and a huge Planet Fitness, and a huge flea market. If you're familiar with Florida flea markets, that's the kind it was. It took up at least 85% of the shopping center, one after another, you know, like haul. Like it probably was 4 stores at one point, and that's how big it is. It had a lot of new flea market goods, and then it had one section that was all used stuff. We got a couple stuff that we kind of needed really cheap, but it was fun to go and look through. But that was a really easy drive straight through the back, the bike path across the highway to the shopping center. Then later on in the week, I met a dear friend from work, and we went to a restaurant that was nearby that had a whole resort area. And I cannot remember the area, but I will look it up and put it up there and let you know where it is. But I found out that was only about 1.5 miles, and with the electric bikes, it was no problem at all. We went down across the highway where there was a light, and then there's a bike path, and then the street that we rode on was really wide. Some places it had a bike path, some places it didn't. Did have sidewalks. I'm not really coordinated on that electric bike to ride on really skinny sidewalks, but the road was wide enough that I felt comfortable when the sidewalk got real thin to go out on the street. And it was a lovely area. A lot of restaurants. We ate in a really good brewery, which I'll put the name up here once I look it up again. My husband said they had the best salmon ever. He got some beer to go in I don't know what that's called, in one of those containers you bring beer home in, and it was delicious, he said. Oh, that reminds me, in the state park you're not allowed alcohol, just FYI. So he didn't drink it there. He drank it at the next stop. But yeah, I'm assuming that if you were in your camper and you were having a drink, you would be fine. But it does clearly say, and you have to sign off of that when you check in, that there's no alcohol. So just FYI. I guess they don't want any crazy people at the state park. It was a lovely, experience. I liked where, if I didn't have dogs, where I picked would have been excellent. But next time we'll go further back in the campground so the dogs won't drive me crazy by barking at all the people and dogs that walk by. The beach was dog friendly until May 1st. We actually stayed to May 2nd. So for most of the time we could take the dogs on the beach if we wanted to. Just a good to know. So it was a lovely experience. If you're not really into all the campground amenities, if you just want a decent place to stay and a beach in Myrtle Beach, the state park is fine. You can stay, you can't stay long, 10 days or 2 weeks, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it is 10 days. I'll double check, put it up here for you. But it is very nice. Lots of bike paths and stuff to do there, fishing. So we enjoyed our stay. I'll put the campground map next, and then the videos that we shot afterwards. Thanks and enjoy. Okay, so Wi-Fi. Of course, there's no cable. This is the state park, but they do have Wi-Fi, but don't depend on it. So we're in 65, which is in loop 3, or they call it circle 3. Okay. We have 1 bar inside, 2 bars outside. Right at the campsite, right across. You can barely see a woman, I don't know. privacy, but there's a woman sitting right at the next campsite over in that campground, and she's working. And a few minutes ago there was a gentleman right across the way where they put tents and vanners. There was a van there, road trek last night, and he was doing his work. So it's really a hit or miss. If I was going to come again, I would probably try to get where that woman is sitting. It's the closest to the beach, and apparently she has no problem with the Wi-Fi. There was another camper there, but our dog scared him off. Yeah, so we have 2 dogs. We have good old Sammy here, who is some kind of, her mother was an Australian Shepherd. She came from the pound. We don't know what the daddy was, but she looks like a lab. She's quite friendly, but she jumps on people, so she needs some manners, and we're going to take care of that. And there is an airport right by, but she does bark. She doesn't like noises, so when kids run by really loud and all. Well, we have another dog, it's a Dotson mix, and he's almost 18, and he barks at everything. So he's inside right now. But apparently the dogs bark too much for this man. Now, mind you, yesterday when they start barking, we took him in. This morning we took him in when they started barking, but it was too much for him. He asked to move, so his spot is open. Maybe I should go take that. Empty lot. You can probably get a 25 plus a tow vehicle in there easily. Our electric bikes. I will do a review on these. My husband's had his for a while and he liked it, so I got myself one. I'm short, so I got the 24-inch one. He has a step through. I think it's called the Boomerang. And I have the Cruiser. Comfort Cruiser, which isn't a step through, but it has the low bars for women. He got that one so I could use it too, but it was a little bit too high of a seat for me for it to be comfortable. So we'll give a review on these. I'm going to use them today in the park, and I'll let you know. Fishing pier. My husband's going in to find out all that information. I don't fish, but he enjoys to fish. There's the building. I'm assuming they have rental rods and stuff, but we do have one rod in our camper that actually came with the camper, which is good because he didn't bring his normal ones. And over those dunes is the ocean. So I guess where we're parked, we're about 2 football fields away from the ocean. Not bad. Okay, so this is Myrtle Beach State Park. Here's the entrance right, which is pretty much the end of the park. They have huge dunes. I mean, they're almost like hills. They are hills, covered with trees and stuff. And it's a big park. It goes all the way down here, past that fishing pier that's part of the park too. But I've never seen dunes this high. Hopefully that keeps it away from the hurricanes that come here. These really are unheard of. Or I haven't seen any protective area this big. It's great. Myrtle Beach does get hit by hurricanes, so I would wonder how they have fared, because I would think with this protection they would have done pretty good.